Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Anglo Platinum CEO Natascha Viljoen. Natascha, I'd like to focus on the hydrogen economy. I see news coming out of Europe, out of America, out of the world, and it's great to see that there's also action on your part in South Africa. And I looked at your presentation and I saw some interesting trials that you're planning to do. Is this year's trialing of bus and truck in South Africa's proposed hydrogen corridor still on track to proceed as envisaged?
Indeed, this hydrogen space is an exploding and really interesting space. I think what's important for us as an economy is the development that we see happening across the world. We've seen the Inflation Reduction Act being promulgated by the US government, which effectively makes the production of hydrogen at negative cost, green hydrogen at negative cost, which now has spurred a big increase in investments in production, in infrastructure development, and in end use. The PGM industry employs 500,000 people in South Africa. And these are all end users. That's really important as we make the energy transition for us to secure the jobs of that 500,000 people. Hydrogen and fuel cell electric vehicles are far less mineral intense. If you look engine to wheel, it requires marginal amounts of PGMs as its main mineral input, whilst in battery electric vehicles, we know that there is significant requirements for lithium, nickel, and copper in batteries. It's also from a recycling point of view, a far friendlier recycling environment for fuel cell electric vehicles.
We continue to support the creation of jobs outside the mine gate. For every one job within the mine, we have created 6 direct and indirect jobs outside the mine gate through various initiatives. These are focused on alternative industries, enterprise development, and supply chain opportunities. We have developed a roadmap to carbon neutrality and a defined program for energy efficiency and reduction. The Renewable Energy Program contributes to the creation of new industries, job creation, and supports the just energy transition.
Gasoline hybrids will continue to play a key role in the transport decarbonisation, and there will be a role for fuel cell vehicles, both of which require PGMs. Indeed, several automakers have recently resumed activity in this space. An exciting demand segment for PGMs will come from the hydrogen economy. We spoke at our interim results about how the building blocks of a hydrogen future are beginning to assemble. 6 months on, the pieces are starting to fall into place. Renewable energy, a key enabler of green hydrogen, is ever more plentiful, with the International Energy Agency estimating a record number of installations. Government policy support globally for hydrogen has broadened. The most eye-catching was in the United States, where the Inflation Reduction Act gave huge subsidies for green hydrogen production, described as a game changer for the technology. The EU, a previous frontrunner, and many other countries have also had to respond. Unsurprisingly, the technology to make green hydrogen and potentially a large future demand source for PGMs, electrolyzers, are seeing an installation boom, with long-term installation forecasts from independent groups moving significantly higher. This will begin to radically increase the supply of hydrogen. In terms of the distribution of hydrogen, recently there have been several key initiatives announced, such as a private sector venture to create 100 filling stations in Europe, and the US government funding for hydrogen corridors. The demand side for hydrogen also needs support. To some extent, supply will help create demand as the price of green hydrogen falls to be competitive with existing hydrogen and other fuels. We're also pleased to see OEMs increasingly warm to hydrogen solutions to achieve their net zero targets. And we, together with our partners, will continue to play our role in driving this demand sector.